$300 with hours for $18.90. Half-carat bands are $249. 2-carat micro pave $7.99. The Jewelry Exchange, Bethesda.
Good morning, America. Breaking overnight, deadly storms, high winds and heavy rains batter the Northeast. Cars submerged, roads washed away, homes destroyed.
It's a shame.
Rescuers taking to boats. Our weather team is tracking this storm.
Final push. The candidates campaigning hard in battleground states. But with polls showing him trailing Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump now talking like we've never heard before.
Win, lose, or draw, I will be happy with myself.
Will his own Gettysburg Address today sway voters?
Cyber attack. Hundreds of popular websites like Twitter, Spotify, and Netflix left in the dark. Outages hitting across the country. How common household items you may have in your home were used to launch their attack.
And sidelined, Giants place kicker Josh Brown facing more fallout over the documents showing he repeatedly abused his wife. The NFL now reevaluating his case. The law enforcement office taking them to task.
Their mistake was trying to lay this off on the sheriff's office.
Will Brown ever play as a Giant again?
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
A good Saturday morning, everyone. Dan is off. It is great to have Tom Yamas beside me. So, Tom, you've been on the campaign trail for the last year and a half. Give you a day off there and ask you to come in studio. How
I
about
jumped
that?
right off the campaign plane, ended right here.
Glad to have you.
Happy to be here. All right, it is a morning where polls show Donald Trump's path to the White House is getting tougher and tougher, losing his grip on some traditionally red states. And now Trump, who usually brags about big wins, seeming to acknowledge he might not score victory.
Yeah, he said, what a waste of time if we don't pull this off. And this on a day when the Northeast is reeling from a wave of strong storms. We want you to take a look at this. Drivers in Worcester, Massachusetts, trying to navigate flooded roads. You can see the water taking over the streets and seeping into buildings even.
And with flash flood warnings posted, some places saw over 7 inches of rain in a single day. So what's still ahead? Rob joins us now for the latest. Hey, Rob.
Good morning, Tom. Hello, Paula. This has been a painfully slow-moving system, really encompassing the entire Northeast, running into that unusual October heat. And that warm air holds more water, comes down sometimes in the form of rain, and in some spots, it's been coming down way too fast.
Overnight, powerful storms pounding the Northeast. Heavy rain turning streets into rivers. The system already blamed for 1 death, a gasoline pipeline also rupturing, threatening waterways. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Pennsylvania taking the brunt of it. In Massachusetts, residents being told to keep off the roads, cars trapped in high waters.
Somebody just yells, cars outside are flooding.
More than a half a foot of rain, forcing evacuations in Pennsylvania, washing away at least 3 homes.
To see a 3-story home turn to rubble. It's a shame.
Meanwhile, emergency crews still scrambling after a gasoline pipe ruptured early Friday. 54,000 gallons of gasoline spilling into waterways. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf ordering the National Guard to help in the recovery efforts as state agencies respond to the leak. Nearby residents smelling the gasoline coming out of the water.
It's alarming. Yeah. You know, it's alarming to be smelling gas that strong.
They have shut down the water treatment plant near Milton as a precaution. They have backup water supplies for now until they have that thing wholly resolved. Here's the center of the low. The front is now pushing through, but we still have some rain on the back side of this, so kind of a soggy Saturday. Even still in Pittsburgh, Western PA really getting hit hard with this. The rain very slow to move out of there, so we'll see this kind of linger through the afternoon, eventually ending from west to east. But behind this strengthening low will be some windy conditions. And look, even some snow at the higher elevations by later on tonight. The Adirondacks, the White and Green Mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire will see a dusting of snow, and if not several inches begin to pile up. So the leaves that have been beautiful are going to be coming down, not only because of that, but because of the winds that are be cranking. Winds gusts over 40 miles an hour through the day today and into tonight. So hold on to your hats. Cold air coming in behind this. More about that in about 10 minutes. Tom?
Busy and nasty on the East Coast. All right, Rob, thank you. Let's turn to politics now. In the race for president, your voice, your vote. The candidates targeting key battleground states this morning with 17 days to go before the election. Donald Trump is making a final push, rallying for a rebound as polls show him lagging behind Hillary Clinton. For her part, she's looking for a swing state sweep. ABC's Mary Bruce is in our Washington bureau with the very latest on the campaign trail. Mary, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the candidates this morning are entering the final phase. Hillary Clinton is out rallying her base and reaching out to those key independent voters, while Donald Trump is still hoping for a come-from-behind win.
Your government betrayed you, and I'm going to make it right. Get out and vote.
This morning, Donald Trump's kicking off his sprint to the finish, but acknowledges he may lose.
And we're going to do this for another 19 days. And then I don't know what kind of shape I'm in, but I'll be happy, and at least I will have known. Win, lose, or draw, I will be happy with myself.
As his path to the presidency narrows, Trump is pulling out all the stops, for the first time going after Michelle Obama, one of the country's most popular figures.
We have a president, all he wants to do is campaign. His wife, all she wants to do is campaign.
Making her closing argument, Clinton is trying to broaden her reach.
I know you may still have questions for me. I respect that. I want to answer them. I want to earn your vote. I am reaching out to all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents.
And she's slamming Trump for refusing to say if he'll accept the election results.
He is threatening our democracy.
Clinton and her top surrogates are out in force. Vice President Biden is eager to take on Trump, literally.
The press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school, I could take him behind the gym. That's what I wish.
Trump's campaign manager punched back on Twitter, writing, had Trump said this, it would be hair on fire, breaking news with violence and bully trending. Now the candidates will be crisscrossing the battleground states from here on out. Donald Trump will be setting the tone for these final weeks in a speech today at historic Gettysburg. Hillary Clinton is also in Pennsylvania today, reuniting on the campaign trail with her running mate, Tim Kaine.
Paula? They are rounding third and heading for home. Mary, thank you. And Hillary Clinton, meantime, hoping for a strong victory that will also boost other Democrats down ballot who are ready to capitalize on her momentum. Her campaign is feeling so good about this map, they're now targeting red states, some that haven't turned blue in decades. And ABC's Devin Dwyer is here with a look at the Republican states in play. Devin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Paula. Donald Trump's path to the White House, as you said, is shrinking fast. Just take a look at our latest ABC News race ratings here. You see the states in red, we project Donald Trump to win. The states in blue, Hillary Clinton to win. That put her well above the 270 electoral votes she'd need to win the presidency. In fact, Democrats now are so confident they're talking about and spending money in states that until recently had been diehard Republican. Take a look, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, even Utah, a toss-up state in our ratings. The Clinton team has their sights on all of these states. Republicans say all of this is wishful thinking, Paula, but the polls there are close.
Yeah, hard to believe Utah is a toss-up state. Okay, so what does Clinton's edge in the battleground states mean for Republicans attempting to keep control of the Senate?
Well, there is real worry among Republicans about a so-called Trump effect in some of those close Senate races. Democrats need just 4 or 5 seats to take control of the Senate. They are hammering Republicans like Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire, Richard Burr, North Carolina, for their ties to Trump. But this could also come down to turnout. In states where Clinton now has opened up a bit of a lead, those Republican incumbents really are vulnerable.
Could you expound a little bit more on the turnout, Devin? I know voting's already underway, so who has the edge so far?
Yeah, people are actually voting. The numbers coming in this morning, the latest numbers, 4.9 million Americans at least have already voted. We don't know how they voted, but based on party registration and other data, experts see some positive signs for Clinton in places like Florida, North Carolina, Trump doing pretty well in Ohio and Iowa. Paul and Tom.
Thanks very much for the breakdown, Devin.
And also joining us from Washington is ABC News political contributor Kristen Soltis Anderson. Kristen, on average, Trump is about 6 points behind Clinton nationally. Historically, has any candidate come back to win after being behind so far this close to Election Day?
This kind of comeback is pretty rare when it comes to presidential elections, but Donald Trump did write the book, Art of the Comeback. He often points to that election where Ronald Reagan, about this time, according to Gallup's polling, was down by about 6 points in mid-October. But bear in mind that this is an incredibly polarized election. In ABC's poll that came out this week, you had 9 out of 10 Clinton supporters who say they're with Clinton. You had 9 out of 10 Trump supporters who said, I'm with Trump. People don't seem to think that they're going to change their mind, barring some huge event. So right now, Trump has a very uphill battle ahead of him.
Kristen, good morning to you. We just heard from Devin. So 4 or 5 spots to regain the Senate for the Democrats. And we know that there are several Senate races, but which one should we really be keeping an eye on?
I'm really keeping an eye on North Carolina. That's a state that should be a red state. It was a state that Mitt Romney won. But in North Carolina, not only do you have a Clinton lead, you have a governor's race there where the Republican governor is facing a tough re-election. And so you have Senator Richard Burr, the Republican, who is very slightly ahead in the polls right now. But that's one of those races that if there's a big Clinton wave, a big Democratic wave, he could be one of those that wasn't expected to be a seat that was in play a few months ago, but that could get taken out if the Trump wave is big enough.
Kristen, on that point, for independents or even Republicans that may vote for Hillary Clinton, how does the GOP try to keep them loyal to their Senate and congressional candidates in other races, or is it really just up to the candidate?
It has a lot to do, I think, with this message that says if Hillary Clinton is going to be the president, then don't you need a Republican Congress to balance her out? In ABC's polling, they asked people, if Hillary Clinton is going to be president, would you rather have a Democratic Congress that will pass her agenda or a Republican Congress that will be a sort of a check on her? And by 53 to 40, people preferred that Republican legislature to be a check on her. So I expect you'll start to hear that message from folks in these states where they suspect some folks will vote for Clinton, but they'll want to have her balanced out.
Okay, Kristen, you are a pollster. We also know that Trump's campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, is a pollster as well. So she's got to be having some closed-door, honest conversations with her boss. What is she telling him right now?
I think she's got to be telling him you need to focus on the states you can actually win. Trump's campaign has really been built for a while on the idea that he was going to dramatically change the map, pick up states that Republicans never had a chance at winning before. But as that path is narrowed, he needs to really spend time having as many rallies as he can, exciting his supporters in states like Ohio, states like Florida, states that he realistically could pull off rather than focusing on some of these other states that are a bit more of a reach.
That's why his schedule is booked from here on out to the election. Kristen Soltis-Anderson, thanks for joining us this Saturday morning. And a reminder, ABC News will have you covered with all of the latest developments online and on air from now until Election Day. You can download the ABC News app if you haven't already. You can get live streaming breaking news reports from the campaign trail. And Tom Yamas as well, who's on the campaign trail.
Always
every
on those
day
apps.
but today.
Every single day. Even sort of today. All right, let's turn to the other big story. The wave of large-scale cyber attacks which blocked people from using major websites like Amazon, Netflix, and Twitter. This map, take a look, showing the spots around the world most heavily affected by the internet outages, showing you just how widespread the attacks were. Eva Pilgrim is here with how devices in your home like DVRs, surveillance cameras, even thermostats may have been used to keep you from accessing popular sites. Eva, good morning.
Well, Tom, a massive, widespread internet shutdown by a group called the New World Hackers. They're now claiming they did it. These hackers using unknowing, regular people like you and me to carry it out, getting into your home, and you can't even see them. How? By sneaking in through Wi-Fi connected devices.
It started with Twitter, then Spotify, and Netflix went dark. Hundreds of your favorite websites suddenly offline following a massive cyber attack on Friday. From 6 a.m. on the East Coast until late into the night, wave after wave of the impacts blocked access across the globe.
Someone is sending so much junk traffic to a particular site that legitimate traffic can't get through.
According to a 2014 report, denial of service attacks similar to this one could cost companies anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 each hour their sites are down. Friday's attack choked access to shopping giants Amazon and eBay, among others, for nearly 11 hours.
Criminal enterprises have access to tools that can cause significant damage. Smoking guns are hard to find in the physical world. Smoking keyboards are even harder to find in the cyber domain.
This morning, the FBI is investigating the widespread cyber assault and whether so-called smart devices in millions of American homes could have been used to launch the attack, turning Wi-Fi connected devices like refrigerators, printers, doorbells, and DVRs into a massive zombie network ready to do the hackers' bidding.
The bad guys are exploiting good technology, so they're hijacking legitimate sites to be part of their army.
If you're worried your devices could be infected, simply disconnect, reboot, and change your password before reconnecting to your Wi-Fi. Also, make sure you have the latest updates so you aren't missing any critical security patches that make you vulnerable. But guys, people are really worried. This is just the first in a series of attacks like this.
And you look at our society, we are a wireless society. Like you said, your doorbell is just about everything, security cameras.
You don't think about.
And they got into the baby monitors, too, I heard was one of the things that was affected. That's really scary.
Yeah, especially you got young kids at home.
Little baby.
All right, thanks, Eva. We want to send things over to Ron Claiborne to look at the other headlines around the globe. Good morning, Dr. Ron.
Good morning to you, Dr. Paula.
Not a doctor.
Dr. Tom and Dr. Marciano. Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin overseas with the battle against ISIS in Iraq. 24 hours of fighting in the town of Kirkuk as the UN reports that hundreds of Iraqi families are being forced in Mosul to be used as human shields. This is we learn of the identity of the first U.S. service member killed in the fighting, Navy Chief Petty Officer Jason Finan from Anaheim, California. He was working with an Iraqi explosives disposal unit when his vehicle struck a roadside bomb. That happened on Thursday. And here in the U.S., federal prosecutors revealing what they call the largest theft of classified government documents in U.S. history. They say former National Security Agency contractor Hal Martin irrevocably compromised, their words, the nation's security by stealing over a 20-year period an astonishing 500 million pages of the country's most sensitive documents. Friday, a judge denied him bail. And in Kansas, a chlorine cloud caused by an accident at a chemical plant sends dozens of people to the hospital. A potentially dangerous cloud smothered the town of Atchison for about 2 hours on Friday. Children were sent home from school, and residents advised to stay indoors until it dissipated. And in Oregon, searchers are looking for a missing hiker near the Columbia River Gorge. Police say 21-year-old Anna Schmidt hasn't been seen since last Sunday. She was reported missing on Wednesday after her mother flew into Portland to go on a hiking trip with her and realized that no one had seen her. Schmidt is the daughter of a member of the Utah-based music group, the Piano Guys. And Ontario, California, in Ontario, outside of L.A., a massive fire at a recycling plant. Large clouds of black smoke filled the sky as the fire spread across some nearby train tracks. Firefighters, though, were able to control the blaze. Nobody was hurt, and the cause of that is under investigation. And finally, a surprise guest at the podium in the White House press room.
Mr. President, do you think the Cubs will win?
I feel very confident because Clayton Kershaw is a great pitcher, but they got too many sticks. They got too many sticks.
No, that's not the president. It's actually actor Bill Murray. No, he's not. Now, rooting for the Chicago Cubs. He's at the White House to meet with the real president. Murray is being honored at the Kennedy Center tomorrow.
The real president is a White Sox fan, we should say.
But apparently he was wearing a Cubs gear yesterday, which is kind of weird if you're a White Sox fan.
You've got to support Chicago, though.
That's odd. That's odd. South side, north side.
It's not odd, says the Yankee fan who can never find it as hard to cheer for the Mets, right?
How's the weather?
Yeah, it's doing great. I'm going to change gears here. Take a look at this. It's a beautiful shot. I took this a couple of weeks ago up in northeast Vermont. If you wonder what Tom Yamas is going to do after the election, it's going to... Oh, not this shot. There was a picture of a boat. It's a beautiful boat. But this is a beautiful shot as well. Lake Willoughby. Great hike. There's Mount Pisgah. The glaciers of the last ice age just carving through this granite, just spectacular. This is all going to be gone after today because of the wind and the rain and the snow with this next system that's coming in. Temperatures 63 in Boston, 50 degrees in New York City, and they are going to drop through today and through tonight. So a whole nother ball game tomorrow morning. Temperatures are going to feel like they're in the 30s in New York City, 35 for a wind chill, 35 in Buffalo, and even down into the 40s in Atlanta. Record heat as well across Southern California. That is over. You're starting to moderate, getting back to near normal conditions into the 70s. That's a quick check on what's going on nationally. Here now is your local forecast.
Good Saturday morning. If you are planning any outdoor plans for today, make sure you grab the jacket. We are going to be feeling quite cool, waking up in the 50s for most, some morning clouds giving way to afternoon sun. Take a look at our current wind speeds, many of us in the upper teens to lower 20s, so it is quite breezy out there, and some of those wind gusts getting to about 40 before the day's end. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. A few morning clouds once again and some sprinkles, but we'll enjoy sunshine this afternoon.
Some college football games impacted by this storm, and we'll also take a look at the forecast for the winter 3-month outlook coming up in about 10-15 minutes.
They can't get it wrong right a week from now, but they're going to tell us the whole winter.
Thanks for that vote of confidence, Ron.
We got to check out the weather, though, in Ohio here shortly because we've got the World Series coming up, guys. So check this out. Cleveland fans are so excited their team is heading to the World Series. They're going above and beyond when it comes to showing their appreciation for the rookie pitcher, whose performance helped clinch the team spot. Tons